But XP Eternals and Vagabond Nomads, these two teams have been surviving purely through those slays, purely through the kill points out there on the battlefield. And it's just a matter of time before we see them rise up to the top a little bit more. But what's disappointing is Riley Esports and their performance. They've been up and down. I want to see them move up a little bit more here, Neptune. But speaking of up, look at the flight paths they get towards the top of the map.
Yeah, you noticed that as well. And I'm just wondering as to where the Four Kings will be dropping, because New Vision City is a little bit too far. So they might be meeting up some of the teams in Farm, and that is NRX 432, or probably they can take Docks right now. I believe no one's taking Docks at this point, but we'll have to find out. We have a team who has already spread out in their Four Kings, spread out too thick, or too thin in here on a 1-3 split, taking standoff, and then the rest of the teams might be going into Crash. And Dormitory is back in play right now, not only with one, but three teams, but I think one will just be taking forward that chopper.
What are the Four Kings doing? I think this is a very early hot drop coming through. Almighty Prime, as usual, will hop on into Dormitory, but the ones that challenge them would be AXP Kratos. And from across the field, they know that they have got a little bit of company here. And I like the strategy by Almighty Prime, dropping in close to make sure they had the chopper. But chopper went missing, sir.
Yeah, the chopper is now missing, and I think it is because of I missed that call. I thought that was a chopper steal. That was a takedown by that jackal, and they're being taken by one of the team who tried to drop in and then tried to take kills as well. But at least the chopper is dead, and there's no revive for the chopper, so no getaway from this team that is hanging back in this play.
How much would Almighty Prime rejoice if the chopper left behind a dog tag that they could scan, man? they'll be the first ones to get that done. But now the strategy of Almighty Prime has been nerfed at the very get-go. They don't have a vehicle, they don't have a chopper to rotate around from, and you know Dormitory is towards the very edge of the map, so they have to start making a move. Unless they get super lucky in the circle, the very first one comes hunting for them instead. But I've not seen that happen in a long time, and I don't know if or not they can stick to hoping and praying that that happens for them. So they better step their own pace up and start moving a little bit earlier. And you can see the players of AXP Kratos already bugging out of Dormitory already. They want nothing to do with Almighty Prime after Trevor got taken down. And I feel like this is a sound maneuver from them. It's the right strategy to execute.
No, right strategy, especially if you lost one member. And at some point, it happens. Even for the hot props that we've seen from a previous season, it is like nug engagement really is happening, especially when we talk about nuclear plant. And I believe from the previous season, two teams consistently has taken nuclear plant. It's Riley as well as one of the VVV. And that is one thing that they can do. Even if you jump into a hot drop, you can just engage early as soon as you get the loots that you need to move forward, just in case you will be like crossing a different team. But the usual gameplay that we see from the Vitas right now, Meow showing us that he is the best pilot in Garena Survivors. We'll have to find out if this will convert into their favor.
I'm so sad to see me out here, but not spot Winter out there on the battlefield at all, man. I just wish we could have NASA Vanguard at the Grand Finals. You know, it's just so sad because NASA Vanguard, they had a lot of promise. They had a lot of potential to make it into the Grand Finals. All they needed to do was just listen out to some of those strat calls. We were begging for it. We were asking for them to be super careful, but they just didn't. They just went in there super carelessly and lost their lives multiple rounds, only to bring in those perfect positioning, the placement points plays, as well as the slays out of Winter in the final game of their semifinals. They had 3 days. They have 18 matches, but all they did was perfectly in that final round, which is a huge disappointment if you ask me, Neptune.
Yeah, I mean, especially with a three-way tie in their kills, the ones who are able to dominate those three teams who are tying it up. So it's a really big disappointment. It won't be if the gap is so much that they already lost hope, but very, very hopeful at that point. So hopefully, for the next time that we see the NASA Vanguard, we'll be able to see them pop off a little bit early compared to how they showed up in the semifinals. But here we go, Blink right now, going for the kill and take it down. Ha ha ha! But there's no laughing for Blink right here because Jabby will just stop them. And as they go for the pickup, Meow will still have a good information using the Jackal. The question is, where are the rest of NRX 420?
They have been turned into dog tags, man. I think Most Wanted managed to snuff them out quite quickly. The firepower out of NRX 420, nowhere near what it used to be when they were at their prime. I still want to start a petition for Muska to make a comeback.
Yeah, you'll have to see if Daddy Bird. But what will he be called this time? Because Daddy Bird Airborne is not being used that often. Oh my goodness! As we stalk, there goes the hit by Meow against Raygun. But going back to NRX 420, like what will he be called, AJ? And what do you think will be the best class for Daddy Bird at this point?
For me, I think he might just be able to play that rewind to perfection. He used to just absolutely dominate on the smoke bomber in the past, but I don't think he would have been snuffed out like Ray Gun that quickly, man. I think Daddy Bird would have been able to soar up quite high, and we will have a Totoga party after each and every single day of the semis as well as the grand finals if Big Daddy Bird was here in the matchup. I mean, no disrespect to the other players, but I feel like Muska just brings something very special to the table whenever he played for the NRX 420 brand, and I just miss a little bit of that supremacy. If the other players from NRX 420 wants to say, look, Mustachio, we can do absolutely fine without Muska, then all I say in response is, show me. Show me a little bit of what that dominance can look like, because at the moment, it seems to be the exact opposite. It seems to be they are the ones being dominated out there on the battlefield. And I might be wrong, but I think they are the first team to get eliminated in this round as well.
And that is not looking good for this team, for NRX 420 at this point. But we'll have to find out. We'll have to find out further if they are still alive. But so far, a lot of arsenals are being taken right now. And challenge is on. It is Nomads going in against the Conquerors. And oh my goodness, what a hit. Virus in there, rewinds, turns, and shoots. What is up with this guy?
Yeah, I think what's up with this guy is a lot of things, right? He has an opportunity to turn around and absolutely dominate, and he does exactly that. Virus, low on armor, uses that kinetic armor overcharger, has got the mythic Holger in hand as well. You know they've already struck at one of those airdrops. That's going to be a very important point for all of the teams to take note of. Although it is a heavy pressure gameplay whenever you approach any one of those airdrops, it is an essential drop, an essential item that you need to pick up if you want to dominate some of these circles, especially the final one.
Yeah, the final circle is really one thing that they really need to dominate. And this is what the Conquerors really need to work on. Yes, they can put in the pressure for the other teams. They can put in the slay, but surviving to the final moment for the final circle really is one thing that you need to do. Virus right now trying to get away in there and was able to get away against AXP. Ninja right now is here, will just be relocating, repositioning themselves. And this is quite surprising. It is Vagabonds Nomads who will be pulling out of this fight. And I think it is just waiting. They are just waiting for Travis to come into play. It's a 1-3 split right now for the AXP, as the rest of Nomads will be pulling out. They have Jackal that they can utilize right now, but I think it's a little bit stuck, so not so much. And a good hiding spot in for the instance of this fight, or for this team of the Nomads. But it's a good thing that EXP has maintained their distance against the Nomads, because up close, from what we've seen from the semifinals, AJ, the moment that you step into the line within Nomads, you might be taking out a complete squad.
Yeah, Nomads, they show no mercy. But what Nomads also does is play the game of suckering in all of the fans to think that they're not doing well, and then boom, one fantastic round, they pick up 30 points, they're right back in the game, right? So I'm not going to be too concerned if I'm a Vagabonds Nomads fan, because even though this team doesn't really perform round after round, they always find a way to wrap up the end of the day strong. So they still have a lot of those opportunities. Good engagement by Vagabonds Esports, as Nash got super aggressive initially with the SMRS takedown, followed by the pressure pressure that he played with the PPSH. He finally gets taken out and punished for it, but the rest of his team members are guarding his loot box. Nobody's going to be able to take whatever Nash has collected so far. And that's one of the highlights of Vagabonds esports, man. It is not only their supremacy, not only their dominance, but their teamwork out there on the battlefield. Quite phenomenal, man.
Maintaining a complete squad really is a key factor for them, because just in case they lose one, it's like taking out a pie of a cake and a piece of a cake. What I'm saying, piece of a cake. Like if you take them down at some point, like the cake will fall down on to one side, and that is what Vagabonds esports that's one thing that we can expect from Vagabonds esports, especially as they have maintained their good dominance is despite of getting into FPP. And we already mentioned that with limited vision that you have on FPP, you need a complete squad to get that 360 view, and the 360 view is one thing that gives you the advantage for this game.
Both of these teams teasing each other outside of the circle. Circle hasn't, moved away way too far. But by the way, they're keeping each other so busy, it's gonna end badly for one or both of them. Rogue manages to disengage. Assassin from the right-hand side. Merc follows him up. And as the one and only Rogue manages to slip and slide away, the rest of ENE are hunting him down, or at the very least, they're trying. Rogue, not much of HP left. He's just wasting so much of time outside of the circle, and he's just trying to keep ENE Phoenix continuously hunting him down so that ENE will get taken out of the equation as well. This is a smart move by Rogue, but ENE says, okay, enough is enough. We are getting out of here. But look at MJ continuously hunt down Chalo. Chalo trying to get away. The whole squad of ENE Phoenix, they are hungry for blood, but a fantastic maneuvering from the player of Mystic. Chalo, he takes a left turn, a hard one, and he allows MJ to back away with his vehicle.
I mean, they need to be careful with that gameplay, because at some point, if you're chasing one, you might be baited, and I'm not quite sure if how many is surviving yet for ABC Mystic. But just in case there's not much of survivor for this team, they might be brought in towards the gunshots of crosshairs of the other team. And there you go, crossover, and they're coming in from Jello right now, distracting MJ for this chase, and MJ with no choice getting back with its teammates, and ENE Phoenix will just be having that question mark as to where did he go and why did we not take him down.
I think the biggest reason is for not being taken down there is just a little bit of a lackadaisical approach, but let's see exactly what he can do to adjust some of his gameplay, because he's not really out of the equation just yet. But Rogue, on the other hand, loses his life finally to the circle. I'm pretty sure he tried making it in. I don't know if he had a chopper there. He could have activated one from Black Market earlier on. But we will have to catch up with the players of ABC Mystic later to see exactly where the team stands. We haven't been able to see a lot of firepower and pressure from them, but they've done enough to keep themselves in the top 8 of this grand final so far. Let's see exactly what they play with it.
Yeah, Royale Esports right now, as we called out previously, they are taking the approach of Vagabonds Esports, usually taking the high ground, getting information as well as to where the other teams might be moving in. Though they still have 20 seconds, I think they are safe within the next safe zone and might be going in for those engagement later on. I think the gunshots has been heard, thus the hit or the shots in there has been made by Royale Esports, but I think there is more of a battle happening right now. 3 members of 4 Kings surviving, going against AXP.
Oh, smart play by Fright with that AK-47. Looks up, shuts down the Viper, but high ground advantage played by the opponents. Instinct knocked down onto the ground. Fright repositions and recovers a little bit of his armor, but another squad drops by to say hello as well. Vagabonds Esports are here to play the game, and the 4 Kings better get out of there.
Yeah, getting out might be tough right now, because a lot of teams might be cutting their exit at this point. Kyun right now is being chased by Loki, and even with that trio, Kyun, Marceline gameplay, but Yada was able to take them down. And now, I think that is the end for yet another team bombing out once again for the 4 Kings. Not looking good really for the scores.
Yeah, back-to-back, big fight coming through from Vagabonds Esports. First it was the Four Kings, now it's Almighty Prime. On for the attack, bye by Nash says Chibi, but from the backstab, Lukey drops Chibi. Good trade coming back through. Vagabonds Esports still have the advantage. Dre, he manages to disengage with his snowboard. He will be able to back away. Yato from that up-top pressure, Chase in the back, and he does not want to take advantage at all. Yato goes in for a quick hack just to get a little bit of extra information as to how many players are around them. They know they have to be on their toes. 5 slays so far. We're not even in the final circle. This is Vagabonds Esports taking things up to the next level.
Yeah, next level indeed. And I'm sorry, 4 Kings are still alive and kicking. Fright is still in there hanging back, but I don't think it will be for long. Just in case Vagabonds Esports has spotted him. It's a good thing he was silent in there in the battle from the other side, coming from AXP as well as Venus will be able to distract Vagabonds and Yato for the takedown from afar. And Kimmy in there. And this is a usual tactic that we often see from Vagabonds Esports, going for the gatekeep, and no matter how much you have in damage, you will be taken out also with the together with the bullets and the safe zone, and that is a quick kill coming from Vagabonds Esports. And there's no waiting, there's no timing already, because this is the 4th phase and a lot of kills might be expected more from this team.
Yeah, Yato, look at the recharge on his hacker, man. It's super freaking fast, and he's just hacking up people left, right, center, back to back. Negi gets taken out of the equation. This is already going to be towards the end of that 4th circle. No more revives coming back through. So the 4 Kings, I believe, are going to bomb out once again unless Fright can just play his placement points all the way towards that very end. Those dog tags are not going to be picked up anymore already, and Vagabonds Esports making sure of that. They guard all of that final circle. Anybody that wants to move on right back has to go through them, and now it's just way too late for them to make that approach. Vagabonds Esports reposition only to now catch up with Team H. You've got Armin and Rodzina taking that high ground advantage, trying to shut down the players of Vagabonds as they try to close that gap as well. But beyond, towards that right-hand side, look at that grenade tossed out as well. Vagabonds Esports, they know what to expect, and they want all of the kill points on their side.
Yeah, they have the high ground, but they are being pushed just by grenades and not so much in the kills just yet coming from Vagabonds Esports. But we can see how much pressure they can put in against a team and who will be able to challenge them on the high ground. We're seeing Riley, who usually does that, but they are on the other side. Now, ABC is still in the battle, and the way Chelop survived earlier, I think this is good for ABC Mystic. How they survive, that will depend if they will be taken down by Vagabonds, and Vagabonds will be pulling off from this game. And I think Cal in there's a ninja will able to live up onto this fight, but there goes a Travis being taken down. Super right now, SMRS gameplay, and we'll have to see how much it can convert.
Yes, crazy, man. So great, just so accurate with this beautiful SMRS play that we have seen in front of us. He just hops on up, spots that player. SMRS bullets just a little bit too fast, too strong. One hit knock coming through, but the recovery is solid from the side of Vagabonds Nomads. On the other side, Vagabonds Esports approaching as well. Nomads, they clear out that space, and now KKPG, it doesn't look like he's going to be surviving this. He gets taken out of the equation. Sucre, just a little too aggressive for him. And now Vagabonds Esports, the next one to challenge. Can we see that SMRS play from Sucre once again? He's got the great angle to play against Vagabonds Esports.
They need to get a better, more hype in there for that kill. And so far right now, not taking advantage of the SMRS already, because all of the members are now rushing in. Now, Blue right now was able to take down Virus from the fight. And with 4 members from Vagabonds Esports, it is looking bleak for the rest of the teams, because 15 kills and 18 still alive. A lot more might be coming in for this team.
Sacred. And this is a slow push coming through from them. 6 kills in here so far. Hacks up the rest of the players as well. Those hackers making great work in the final circle, just creating a bigger chaos. So all of the players need to depend on their sensory as they engage with the other players. Caleb turns around, sharp to the right, but he gets tagged up. All of the Riley Esports players under a lot of pressure. Blue shuts him down. Just as Riley Esports thought they had them in a corner, Caleb once again tags them all up, loses his armor, but wastes a lot of time. This is the advanced armor being played. Caleb looks up. Beautiful shutdown onto Nash. That's a good takedown, but yet another one steps up to the spot, and Blue takes him out of the equation instead. Nash has not been lost. He's just going to be picked up. This is Vagabonds Esports at their very best, Neptune. 18 kills so far. Nobody can challenge them.
And here comes the Conquerors right now. We'll try, but they will be falling off on this ledge, and all they have to do is wait. But waiting will not be an option in there. Segura was able to take down Yato from that fight, but Blue from behind, backstab literally. But no, the takedown is on. But there goes Nash and Loki for the slay. Yet another win for Vagabonds Esports. And the question remains, AJ, who can take them down?
The answer is absolutely no one. Are you looking at the gameplays? Are you watching the screen? Nobody has a chance against this form of Vagabonds Esports. You can throw in the best of the best in the world, but Vagabonds Esports, not only do they dominate competition after competition, the grand finals, day number 1 of the grand finals, being absolutely decimated, dominated, conquered by Vagabonds Esports. And this time, 22 kills alongside 10 points. That's 32 points in this match alone. They have 48 so far. This team is on the verge of breaking through 100 points on day number 1 in itself.